However, we do have some injuries on the civilian side. We have one, what we call immediate. We have a total of 4, 5 delayed, and 7 which are minor injuries at this time. So most of the patients are being treated and transported at this time, and some of them are going to be refusals at the scene here with us.
Okay, so Chief DeLay, when you say there are 5, now repeat that for me again, that's 5 serious injuries, 7 minor injuries?
1 immediate is that's you would consider a serious.
Okay.
5 moderate injuries.
Okay.
And 7 minor injuries.
Okay, and those were all passengers that were on the train at the time of the impact?
Some of them are passengers, and some of them are other folks that were not on the train itself, involved in some of the vehicles.
Okay. Are those workers at all, or are those all people that...
Yeah, it's undetermined at this time. We're trying to sort some of that stuff out. Obviously, getting people transported to the hospital is our primary concern at this point.
Of course. I think the biggest question for everyone right now is if there was anyone inside the truck that was hit by the train. What can you tell us?
To our best of our knowledge, there was nobody in the vehicle that was struck at this time.
And was it a work truck? Is that why it was on the tracks?
Yeah, it's undetermined at this. We're still trying to sort that out. Like I said, our primary concern right now is getting the fire suppressed and getting all the people transported. So I'm sure Caltrain and others will have some more information for the media.
Is it 1 or 2 trucks?
Right, and is it just 1 truck that was on the track or 2?
What we visualize right now is 1 truck on the track.
And is there anyone still on the train right now?
No, all trains have been, we do what we call a primary and a secondary search. Those have been completed on all the locomotives and the additional 5 train cars that are behind the locomotive itself.
Okay, and there's been conversation about the tracks being energized, also the fence. Can you explain the scene with that?
Yeah, the tracks are not energized. They're not... energized. Caltrain is doing an electrification project, but it is not energized as of this point, as it's not involved. We've had representatives from PGD on site, and they've confirmed they also have no infrastructure that's here on site that's involved in the incident.
Okay, and what can you tell us about this crane that appears to be on the tracks?
One more time.
The crane, it looks like there's some sort of crane or something on the tracks. Are you able to tell us what that is?
Yeah, there may be some construction equipment on the tracks. We're still, like I said, we're working here at the command post to sort out the victims. And again, that's our primary focus right now.
Of course. I want to let you go in just a moment, but wanted to clarify just one more thing of what was happening at the San Bruno station at this time. Did they have any construction work going on or something that would lead to a vehicle being on the tracks while the trains are running?
Yeah, it's unknown at this time. We're working out with Caltrain representatives right now. We're just trying to deal with the patient count and make sure everybody's accounted for. We're pretty confident on that, but we're working to secure that information right now. And then I'm sure further details in regards to that will come out shortly.
Okay, and that one passenger that was hurt pretty seriously, were they taken to the hospital?
Correct. The major injury was transported to the closest burn center in San Francisco.
Okay, and I know the fire station is pretty close to the train station. How quickly did you all get there?
Yeah, our units were on scene within a few 3 to 4 minutes.
And we are getting reports just via social media of witnesses hearing a loud boom. Was that boom simply the impact of the train to the truck?
Yeah, it appears to be was the impact of the train with whatever the vehicle is in front of it here on the tracks.
Okay. Thank you, Chief DeLay. We appreciate your time, and be safe out there.
You're very welcome.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Well, that was very helpful. That was a lot of new information, Jobina. So what he said was one serious injury, that would be the person, it sounds like, that was taken to the burn center in San Francisco. 5 moderate injuries, 7 minor injuries. Some of those minor injuries, it sounds like, may not end up leaving the scene. They may just end up going home. And he said that no one was in the vehicle that was hit, and that the train has been cleared by the firefighters. In other words, they went through the whole train, and there's no one left on the train. So that's also good. And he said the fire is contained at this point. You do see smoke still rising from parts of the train and also the truck that was hit, but the fire is contained.
So if nobody was in that vehicle that was hit, when you hear one Caltrain crew member and an equipment operator were transported to the hospital, You wonder if that was the conductor or the person at the front of the train driving the train. So we will try to get some more details on that, but that seems like what it probably has to be, just by deduction. But again, 1 serious injury, 5 moderate injuries, 7 minor injuries, and some are passengers. The fact that some are not on the train, then you wonder what they were doing and where they were and how they became injured. But again, de-energized at this point, and they've gone through the train, no one else remaining on the train.
The fire department has a lot of vehicles that respond to the scene, and as Jobina pointed out, they weren't very far away, so they were able to get there in 3 to 4 minutes.
You know, if there's any positive right now, I think the biggest point is that no one was in that truck.
Yeah.
Ooh, because when you see the flames, the impact, and we know how these things can turn out, that is really, really good news. I'm really hoping this person that Chief DeLay told us is seriously hurt and was taken to the hospital is going to be okay, because it seems at this point it is an investigation. We have reached the point of where this is an investigation with the fire being contained. So it's really a matter of where did this truck come from? Why was it there? How was it not communicated to the conductor of this train that it was in its way? Because we know trains take a long time to stop. We are also standing by for our colleague Tara Campbell. She is on the ground there and going to be bringing us a live report shortly. Just got information on that. But I am glad to hear that no one was in that truck. My goodness.
Yeah. So again, you know, there were work trucks near the tracks, and we're not sure why one was apparently too close to the tracks when this happened. But let's check in with our reporter, ABC 7 News reporter Tara Campbell once again. Tara?
A few developments since we last spoke. As I was saying, there's about 12 people here gathered who were able to get off of the train. You can now see probably behind me here, they're lined up. Law enforcement is taking their information. They're bringing in a shuttle to help get them to where they were going. I spoke with one woman. She was on the train headed towards San Jose to see her boyfriend. She says she's now waiting to see where the shuttle will be able to take her. They're handing out water, doing what they can just to assist these people who clearly just went through something very terrifying as it's being described. As far as details go on injuries, again, still not clear. The people I spoke with who were on the train said they didn't see any significant injuries, bumps, bruises. The impact is described as being quite tremendous. There were 2 impacts. First impact was less, second impact more, smoke coming up from underneath the floor. And again, as I was saying earlier, one of the challenges San Mateo County Sheriff was saying right off the bat was the construction vehicle and the train being energized presented a challenge. Now, these people were able to get off. Again, it's unclear if there are more serious injuries from the train or even the construction vehicle.
So the folks that you were talking to who were able to get off the train, Tara, were they in cars that were directly impacted by the smoke?
Sorry, Reggie, can you say that again? I missed the top of it.
The folks that you were talking to who were able to get off the train, were they in cars that were impacted by the smoke?
Yes, correct. Yes. One woman I spoke with said immediately, quite quickly saw smoke. Everybody in the vehicle, she essentially described it as looked at each other and went, this is serious. They went to the emergency exits, were pulling on the emergency exits, really just scrambling to get out, but they did. So again, relieved here for sure that this group of about 12 to 15 passengers.
And now, as you say, they're just waiting to figure out how they're going to get to going where they intended to go in the first place.
Yeah.
Okay. And,
Yes, it's unclear exactly where the shuttle will take them. They are waiting for a shuttle. Again, law enforcement is taking their information. They're shaken, right? So I think they're still trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing that has been difficult to discern is Caltrain says the driver of the vehicle has been transported to the hospital. Yet, according to the chief that Jabina talked with, they were saying nobody was in the vehicle that was hit. So when Caltrain refers to the vehicle, are they talking about the train itself? I'm a little confused by, you know, and maybe we don't know.
Yeah.
What do you know about that?
Yeah, I think it's a we don't know, because I am not getting an answer on that right now either. I've spoken with San Mateo County Sheriff, one of the members here. When we first arrived, he gave us some information right off the bat, very little, but since then it's been tough to get information from them. They've really taped things up here and blocked things off. They are going to be setting up a place for media to gather, so I would imagine we will be getting some sort of update, hopefully soon.
We saw there were a lot of ambulances that were lined up, and I'm sure they were being as prepared as they could be for a mass casualty event. Thankfully, it appears that we have escaped that. Are they still there?
Yes. Multiple ambulance. I'm going to step out of the way here. My photographer, Mackenzie, may be able to get it. You can see fire truck there behind us. Again, though, I would say for the most part, that has cleared out. I think possibly recognition that, yeah, they, hopefully have escaped any sort of casualty situation. But again, there is ambulance here. It just drove off scene. I don't know if it's coming back. And again, you can probably see that fire truck.
I can only imagine, Tara, that if you're in this train and you're going at full speed and then it hits a truck, how much that must impact your body. Did anyone talk about that? Even if they weren't seriously injured? I mean, being in any kind of crash is traumatic.
Right, yes, exactly. The one woman that I did speak with, she was saying that prior to the impact, that's exactly it. They're just cruising along, had no idea what was about to hit. Interestingly, the first impact isn't described as being as impactful as the second. So I don't know, maybe we'll have more clarity on that as we learn more, but she was saying that the second impact was definitely more, and yeah, jolted completely, really unexpected, and yeah. Having been in a car crash, I imagine in the days ahead there might be a lot of sore people, and we hope that is the extent of it for them. But do you know if that work, because we know that there was supposed to be scheduled work today on the signal system, light poles, is that what that was about, what the truck was there for, related to that work? Yeah, it's all still unclear, and hopefully they're going to give us more information soon. They are setting up a media area for us to gather, so hopefully we have that information soon. As I mentioned earlier, there is a group of Caltrain employees, hard hats on. I don't know if those were the people that were working on something. Again, it's really unclear still exactly what the cause is, if it was work that was being done. Yeah, hopefully we find out more details soon. The biggest takeaway right now, if you're on the scene, is there is a definite sense of relief that everybody is safe. Tara, are you near? At least that we know of right now. Passengers? Is there anybody you can talk to who is on the train right there with you by any chance? I can ask. We are blocked by this tape, but there's one woman who has been incredibly gracious in speaking with us, and if we walk over, I'll see if she'll talk to me. She may be on the phone. I think she's probably talking to her boyfriend, who she was going to see in San Jose when this accident happened. But let's take a walk over and see if she'll talk to us here. All right. Yeah, we'll stay with you as you walk over. Yeah. We definitely don't. Actually, she is. Want to burden her, but she's on the phone. So. Okay. Yeah, she is on the phone. So I'm not going to get her now. Yeah, I'm sure she's trying to figure things out. She's definitely relieved, though. I would say from the time I spoke with her maybe 30 minutes ago when we first arrived,
to what I'm seeing now. She has a smile on her face. I think the reality of it has settled in. She knows she's safe. They're being well taken care of here. Water's being handed out. You know, again, I think it's a real sense of relief.
Yeah, I wonder if her boyfriend sees her on TV because she seems to be waving to us. So we are relieved that she's okay.
Certainly.
Definitely, and the 75 other people that were on the train.
Yeah. Yes, this could have been much worse. When we first saw images of the flames, like as you can see right here, it definitely made us very concerned about the people who were on board, and we were worried at the time that there was someone on that truck. The fire chief telling us that there wasn't, although we do know several people have been transported to the hospital, at least one of them in serious condition, but it appears as if the vast majority of the passengers who are on board are dealing with minor injuries or less than that, and we are grateful for that.
A total of 13 people injured, and there will be a news conference soon. You heard Tara mention that they were setting up for that to give us more information. So when that happens, we will be back on the air to bring you the news conference and give you the latest updates on this situation, this crash today in San Bruno involving a Caltrain. Thanks for joining.
What you need to know right now on GMA3. The president of Ukraine calls the Russian attack destroying a maternity and children's hospital an atrocity as the fighting rages into a third week with civilian casualties rising and new face-to-face talks between